All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the workshop. I'm very excited about today because I get to whip out my hammer and drive in a hangnail. And I also get to commit the first of my many thought crimes. The topic of today is magic, ladies and gentlemen. It's a massive one, but I'm going to unpack it as quickly as I can because I know that we're all busy, right? I promise that you need to hear this one, so stick around. Lots of people believe magical happenings could be a real thing. And lots of people think that it's a truckload of manure. But like in so many things in life, you've all been led astray. What you think of as magic when you hear the word is just a product of the social construct. It's a product the machine made, and it's a collection of different methods to try and influence the course of life. Or worse, it's a trickery, a deception which is sold as entertainment. At the very best you can say about all of it is that some people have reported some evidence sometimes, but that's the best you could say for it, isn't it? That the real meaning of magic is completely different. And so, to understand what Harry Potter really symbolizes, first I need to reveal the real meaning of the word magic. And yes, real magic does exist, and it does reliably influence destiny. This is one of the great secrets that has been kept from us. They do not want us to understand this properly. So here it comes. Humanity is interconnected like a single giant organism. You do not even have to meet each other, and you will still influence each other. That's because you have an influence on her, and then she has an influence on him, and then he influences me, and then I influence somebody else, and on it goes. Each interaction between people leaves an impression. In that way, we all build each other. That is the true and only definition of magic. We are connected to each other through each other. It's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but it's actually infinity bacon. Now, you might be thinking, this is old news. Yeah, come on. We already know this. Tell us something new, Mr. Criminal. Okay, then. The symbolism of the wizard, or the magician if you prefer. The abracadabra is the words, and the wand is your actions. Good people that seek to maintain the balance of energy are white wizards, and bad actors who wish to disturb the balance are the black wizards. To create good magic, your words must be unified with your actions. If there's any contradiction, the magic will work towards evil. The sorcery is the source, SOURC. Right? The most astounding thing right in front of you there is that they literally took you out of the magic. And I don't think anybody even noticed. I didn't until recently. Sorcery literally means to affect the source of life. The balance point is the source. The balance of positive and negative enables successful life, and your magic can shift the balance towards good or evil. You'll often see a flash of light or electricity from the wand. That is the symbolism that your words and actions are real power. They direct an electrical force which can literally shift the sand dune of life, one grain at a time. Imagine a balance beam with a pile of sand in the center. The grains represent the atomic level particles inside every person's body, and they actually do move due to your influence on other people. The density of the particles changes, they move faster or slower, they change directions. Sure, other stimulus like animals and oceans move our particles too, but not in the same way that person to person influence does. In this system, if you get too many bad spells cast around, it shifts the pile out of balance and everyone becomes negatively affected as it destabilizes the structure of humanity. Too much bad magic and the whole structure collapses. You can see the warning signs in the mental health epidemic, and you can see the outcomes in the division and the hatred flowing through the politics. At the moment, the local communities and family levels seem safe from what I can see. it's a pretty good mood around town, is what I'm saying. But if we don't stop the imbalance at the higher levels of social management, the disharmony from up there is going to trickle down and infiltrate into our smaller community groups. And so, yes, things are a bit wonky at the moment, guys. The train's leaning up on one wheel a bit because enough people have run to one side of the carriage to watch the passing scenery and they forgot how to act on the train. That's not quite right. Actually, they were never taught how to act safely on the train. But we're not doomed. We are still in the game. There's time to get back on track or to get off the track. We just need more positive interactions, guys, to bring the balance back. It really is that simple. And we already know it, don't we? We already do perform this kind of basic preventative maintenance style of magic. But the execution of complex or high magic, which is used to fight off an evil that has grown into a large problem, well, that's not so simple. Training will be required. Guys, this is how each and every person can affect humanity's destiny and has always been able to since humanity began. And if you help shift the balance towards stability, well, you just affected destiny. And therefore, you're a white wizard or a white witch, whichever you might like to or prefer to be. I'm very serious here, guys. This is the one and the only real magic, and I'm going to prove it to you in just a moment. Of course, you cannot lift an X-Wing fighter out of a swamp. That's crazy. That's obviously just symbolism. But it is possible to move the particle matters inside of each other. Right? Just the other day, my mate sent me a great message. It made me blush. The blood particles literally moved up to the surface of my skin. And of course, I should say, sorry guys, just got off track there. This is big. All right, here's a good example of an easy, basic level spell. We all know how to perform it. And in magic, spells are known as incantations. Here we go. I'd like to dedicate everything that I do and say here on the Thought Criminal to my mother and my lovely wife. And these are the women who made my life possible and continue to make it what it is today. And that life has been an immeasurable gift. There's no tape measure in any workshop that could cover that distance. Even though we don't agree on some things, my life would be incomplete without you. And I thank you both from the bottom of my heart. And I also thank every other person on the planet and the guys up in the space station. Okay, because without everybody working to influence each other, you don't end up influencing my mother and my wife, and then they don't influence me. Cool, eh? It's easy stuff. We already know. You'll already have your first year credits at Hogwarts, guys, and you're going to go straight to second year classes. And here they are. We need to look at the meaning of incantation. This is very, very important. I'm going to show you where everything's hidden. Right. Incantation, a series of words said as a magic spell. Cool. Right. It's very specifically only that. This is a single definition word. It's unique. It's ancient and it's unique for a reason. Look at the example Google gave here. There was no magic in such incantation. But it's saying here that the use of words, incantations, is a magic spell, and it's saying there's no magic in the magic spell, right? This is a contradictory statement. I'm going to show you how and why it's wrong. Let's go. All right, the first thing we have to do, we break up the word into its parts, the in, the cant, and the ation. And we find out what each part means separately. And then we rejoin them back together with the definitions. In, you can see it's a prefix, it means not, or it means without or a lack of. Okay? And then the cant, we see it's a noun and it means hypocritical and sanctimonious talk, typically of moral and religious and political nature. Look at these examples: hypocrisy, sanctimonious, humbug, piety, insincerity, sham, lip service, empty talk. The cant. And the ation, right? It's the suffix. It's for actions, any instance of an action or the result or product of an action. It ends with ation. So now that we've got them pulled apart here, we can rejoin the words with the definitions. In means a lack of. Can't means hypocrisy. Ation is an action. So when you put it together, the original definition of incantation, the meaning of the concept of the word, the concept that the word encapsulated is a lack of hypocrisy is an action. Or even better, you would say it when your words match your actions, it creates an influential action. All right? There it is. It's a single use definition. There can't be any confusion on that. So here we go. Good magic is incantation. But what's the word for bad magic? It couldn't be right. Cantation, could it? I've never heard this word before. I've done a lot of reading, guys. I'm a bit of a word nerd, as you can tell. I've never heard this word before, cantation. Right, let's go and have a look and see what we can find. Oh, looky what we have here. Oh, obsolete. Look at it. Ancient Latin, guys. Cantatio. And it means a singing. Matt, that's interesting, isn't it? An obsolete word not used anymore for singing. It just means singing. Let's step across. Now, singing is only a voice, right? Let's move myself. When you add movement, now it becomes acting, and you're an actor with your voice and your actions. Cantation means to speak words without any matching actions. So bad magic is the word for bad magic is cantation, to speak words without supporting actions. Right, guys, they hid this word, obsolete. It's the word for bad magic. They took it, they hid it away. Nobody uses it. You never hear it referenced, nothing at all. But what they did keep was the word for good magic. And what they did, they portrayed the good magic as being just a fantasy. So we'd never know how to act properly amongst each other. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you my first thought crime. I've just revived an ancient and very important word that you're not meant to know and you're not meant to use. Now, after hearing all that, if you think I've gone mad or something, I've lost my mind, okay, no problem, no harm done. Do as you will, right? You might think I'm crazy, really, but at least it's well intentioned, isn't it? It's a harmless kind of crazy. I think it's a good kind of crazy. I, I don't know what you think, right? Do you like it? It's an idea that fills me with hope because I think lots of us need some hope. I know I certainly do. I've pondered this for a while now. I've attacked it. I can't break it. I haven't been able to. If you think I'm off track here or I've got something mixed up, mate, please drop a comment below. Point me towards the truth. Right, now how many people there's a lot of people who think that the current social structure is great and that we're on the right path to species longevity. You know, like maybe it's all good, just a few tweaks are needed, that kind of thing. But I think it's completely broken, and I don't know who they are, but somebody broke it on purpose. Now, here's the meaning of the Harry Potter and the Hogwarts gang. They're all just symbolic of the so-called enlightened ones in our society, right? Where are the mudbloods? Because they believe their blood is somehow superior to our blood. That's the conspiracy theory, guys. That a group of ancient families believe that their blood is superior to yours and they seek to control everything. Right? That's what everyone's talking about. If you don't know it, get around it, look it up, check into it. All right? These guys, they want the precious. The dark wizards, they are real, and make no mistake, they're hidden away behind 9 3/4 because they hide between the numbers. All right? Whole numbers are just symbology. The 9 and the 10, symbolic of what you can see in plain sight. Right? But between 9 and 10, there are actually an infinite more numbers, and that is where they hide. They hide between that which is obvious to you. This is where they keep the great wisdom of humanity that was being lost. Our ancestors knew this stuff, guys, and that's what we don't know. This is the magic that's been lost. Right? In the meantime, they keep us unaware that we are magicians too. Actually, would most likely going to be better magicians than they are, because their magic's the bad magic. You know? Their words and their actions don't match. And so, of course, Voldemort, it's not his real name, right? Today I revealed the real name of Voldemort, Incantation. It's a word which was made obsolete many, many years ago, so that it would never be spoken and thus never revealed. So now hopefully you can see the similarities between the Harry Potter world and the conspiracy theory world. It's like you can dress up and pretend to magic, but you're not to understand what real magic is. Right? I say it all the time. If you don't believe in conspiracy theories, at least marvel at the massive weight of evidence. It's like this, guys. When secrecy and deception exist in society, you are only fertilizing the ground for people to come up with their own ideas on what the truth might be. Perhaps you'd find, if we remove the secrecy and the deception in society, you'll find that the conspiracy theories disappear, just like it was some kind of magic. Guys, lend me your ears and your eyes, and I will reveal more. There is so much more. I'll show you what they are hiding and why they are hiding it. Right? Do it yourself. Watch what I just did there, how I pulled the words apart. Whenever you find anything that doesn't make sense, or a word that you're not sure of the definition, if something doesn't feel right, follow your instinct. Go and look it up, look into the definitions, pull the word apart, and I bet you find something very interesting in there. Right, guys, I'm here for the long play. The reason I'm doing this, it's for my descendants and for yours, for everyone on the planet, for all our descendants, so they can have the benefit of the ancient wisdom that we haven't had the benefit of. Right? I think I've got it, and I think I can show it all to you. If you think I'm off track, like I always say, mate, drop me a comment and point me in the right direction, right? That's what I'm about. That's where I'm looking. That's what I'm looking for, the right direction. There's no aliens in the workshop, guys. No gay frogs. No pedophile rings or chemtrails. No Monsantos and no Bayers, and especially no lizard people. You can get plenty of that out there. I'm going to skip straight past all that and offer you something new. I'm going to expose the true genesis of the problems we're facing. And only with that could we actually have a chance of fixing the problems. Now that you know you are a magician and not a muggle, as some would have you believe, get out there, guys, and start casting the right kind of spells on each other with your words and your actions being in sync. Alright, guys, that's it. That's all for today. I'm buzzing. Thanks again for joining me in the workshop. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. The most important thing now is just share this video out there, guys. If anything I said here struck you at all, or you've got some hope left in you that we can get a good message out to everyone, and then everyone can start singing along with the same voice and the same actions, that we can all act together and make the magic good magic. Bring the happiness back, alright, guys? Share it. Love you guys. Alright, I'll see you again soon. Bye bye for now.